What is up, everybody? Welcome back to Macho Movie Madness.
Oh, yeah.
I am Brandon. Alongside me always is Andrew. Today, we've got a cool versus for you. It is Rush Hour versus Rush Hour 2, and it's next. What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Versus. Today we've got Rush Hour versus Rush Hour 2. Good action comedy, buddy cop action comedy. Two of my favorites probably ever.
Especially for the 90s.
For the 90s to early 2000s. Yeah. Rush Hour 1 came out in 1998, like the end of 98. Yep. And then Rush Hour 2 came out in 01. Both directed by Brett Ratner. Rush Hour, this is interesting. Rush Hour had a $33.35 million budget. So a pretty good sized budget.
Yeah.
Made $245 million at the box office.
If you think that's crazy, wait till you hear the next.
Yeah, the next one they had more money, so the budget was 90 mil, made 347. And that's awesome for a sequel, especially when it's more or less kind of the same, not the same plot, but the same kind of movie. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
And you spent more. So the return is a little more, giving that they spend more money.
Yeah.
But that's impressive.
Yeah.
That's really good. And kept it under 100 mil. But I mean, of course, that's 2001 money.
Hold on just a sec. Is it hot in here to you?
Oh, yeah, it's hot. Yeah. Yeah, shed it.
Did you see what I'm wearing?
Yeah. Nice.
Shout out to Kenny out there, who's not with us today. Had to represent.
Yeah. I gotta show that off. Okay. Back to your regularly scheduled program. And it's always hot in here. Anyway, so today on Versus, we're going to do pretty much the same categories for the most part. We always do story, setting, acting. But we're combining action with comedy this time, and we're doing the last fifth category is villains, best villains. So, do you have anything you want to say before we get started on this?
No, couple of fun movies. Let's get it on.
Okay, so story. First movie is basically about the consul of China coming to America, coming to Los Angeles. His daughter gets abducted and held for ransom. And I mean, that's pretty much it. Lee comes over, Inspector Lee comes over, which is played by Jackie Chan. He's one of the finest detectives in Hong Kong, and he's good friends with the consul and the daughter. And he basically wanted his own man on the job. Yeah. Because he didn't fully trust the FBI, which who would? But FBI being the FBI also didn't want anybody getting in their way because it's their investigation. They got to have, soul props for this.
Yeah.
Anyway, so they don't want to give such an embarrassing shit assignment to babysit someone to their own men, so they call up LAPD, and James Carter, played by Chris Tucker, is kind of a off the wall, kind of loose cannon,
little bit, yeah,
of a cop. And instead of getting suspended, he gets promoted to the FBI just so he can take this bullshit assignment. And of course, Captain and all of them think that that's just hilarious. Pretty much chaos and funniness ensues because you got wild Chris Tucker and you got Jackie Chan, who's trying to get away, get back to the consul, and he's not allowed to go to the consul because the FBI told Chris Tucker, James Carter, not to, bring him there, stay out of their way. It leads to a lot of just crazy hilarity and action. And you've got a guy who's at the beginning of the movie, who ends up, just spoiler alert, betraying the consul. He's the one that ended up being behind the kidnapping the whole time. And you're introduced to this character at the beginning of the movie in China. And because of the consul and Consul Han and Detective Lee raiding all the Chinese artifacts and all basically his whole underground operation, it left him with nothing. So he kidnapped his daughter to hold him for ransom to get that money back, basically, that they took from him. Just, good story. Rush Hour 2.
It's counterfeit money and triads, basically.
Yeah, it's counterfeit. And you've got Juntao was the name of the first villain, which would end up being the white guy.
That's weird.
Yeah, and then you got Ricky Tan in the second movie, who was Lee's dad's former partner, who basically killed his father and betrayed him because he was crooked, and Lee's father was not crooked. Anyway, it's just he's a triad leader, and he's doing this counterfeit money operation, and he's in bed with another rich white guy, and they're just trying to figure out basically who's involved and what's going on.
Yep.
Good, also a good story, good movie. While it's a little personal on the Ricky Tan side because Ricky Tan was connected to his father and ended up killing his father, I still think it's a little bit more personal and compelling in the first movie with this kidnapped daughter.
Yeah.
And you got the introduction of Lee and
their interaction at the beginning is fantastic.
Which it's amazing in the second movie. It's furthered, but it's getting started here. But I think just those elements push it a little bit farther past 2 as far as story goes for me. So I'm going to go with Rush Hour 1.
Yeah, so am I.
Okay.
For basically the same reasons. And 2's a little bit more over the top, as sequels tend to be.
Yes.
But 1 feels just a little bit tighter.
Yeah. Setting. The first movie, you've got a little bit of Hong Kong at the beginning. That's all in L.A.
Yeah.
There's good locales in L.A. There's good screen. There's good like visuals, cinematography in that town. You've got warehouse fights. You've got Chinatown. You've got what's the end with the artifact, Chinese artifact, that exposit, like the expo center or whatever. And there's a lot of good scenes shot in those areas. Like I said, visually it's very good. Rush Hour 2, you've got a bigger budget. You've got more. You got a little bit more in Hong Kong, which I like, and then you've got some in L.A. at the end too, which kind of ends up very similar to in the moments they're in L.A. in the second one. But then you add Vegas, because then you go to the casino, and I like that a lot. So I think, and it's probably no fault of theirs because the budget's just higher and the scope is a little bit bigger. I think I would probably choose Rush Hour 2 for setting.
Yeah,
because there's a little bit more there.
I like 2. I like the bamboo scaffolding, like that whole set piece that they have there. Like you said, the Vegas stuff is really cool. And
yeah, you add lights and dynamics to the movie. So I think that, I mean, I'm not trying to be like, oh, you light pretty.
Yeah.
Ooh, piece of candy. But it is visually better and broader of a movie than the first one. So we're going 2?
Going 2.
Okay, easy enough on setting. Acting. So I like the acting in both of these movies.
Mm-hmm.
I would almost probably pick 2, though.
Yeah.
I
was kind of leaning 1.
Consul Han was good. The bad guy, Jun Tao, was always good. He's a bad guy in everything.
Yeah.
Of course, Carter and Lee are great. Jackie Chan and Chris Tucker.
I like everybody in his police office there. And the feds. You've got Mark Ralston from Aliens, and then
Rex Wood or Rex
Lynn.
Rex
from
Lynn.
Of course, Cliffhanger.
Yeah, from Cliffhanger.
Got to throw that out there.
Who's Reba McEntire's husband now?
Really?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So he's with Reba now.
Gave her a little rock.
Yeah. Yeah. I hope that wasn't all it was little. Reba. Old Reba.
Old Reba.
Here's your one chance, Fancy.
Yeah.
Let me down. Yeah, no, I guess like recognizable actor wise, it's not, maybe not as high in the second one, but you got Don Cheadle in the second one.
That's true.
The Don Cheadle.
In a nothing role.
Nothing, but hilarious. The chick from Crouching Tiger, who was the villain.
Oh yeah, she was
awesome. And Ricky Tan was good. I mean, it's kind of a toss up for me.
Yeah.
I hate to tie it, but it's a toss up for me. So you think you're going 1?
I think I'm going 1. I think they're just a little bit stronger in that one. I also think Chris Tucker's character in 2 is very Chris Tucker and not so much Carter from the first movie. He's very over the top in the second one.
In the second one, yeah.
And I mean, you might like that, but like acting wise, I don't know. He's kind of playing himself in the second one.
Yeah. You're right on that. I can see that.
Yeah. Not that it's not funny.
Yeah.
But
Well, you get a little bit more out of Jackie Chan in the second one too.
That's
I feel
true.
like.
Yeah,
So I feel
it's
like,
got a little bit of depth of character there with his dad's death and everything.
well, that and when he thought Chris Tucker's character died, when he thought James Carter died,
he's having his deep moment to Puff Daddy.
Yeah, his Diddy moment. Not a bad Diddy moment.
No. No baby oil was used in the making of this movie.
No. I could go either way. I could agree with you on one. I think
it's pretty close.
It's really close. We could say one. Action comedy though. I don't want to not give the first one a fair shake. There's him coming in and just do as I do, and then in the first one in the bar, and just do as I do. Man, that's follow my lead, and then he's like, "Wait, what's up, my N?" And
my N word.
And then so he comes in, he's like, "What's up, my?" And
he's shaking down his cousin in the back. Yeah,
he repeats it. Why you gotta bring Aunt Boosie in this?
I love the end too in like that convention center where he slides down the banner and stuff.
Yeah,
like there's a whole lot of action there. Is it the no, that's the second one, whatever they have the masseuses, because that's a pretty good fight too.
That's a really good fight, in the massage parlor.
I was thinking that was the first, but that's the second one.
No, that was a good one, the first one.
I really think action-wise, the second one takes it.
Yeah. And probably even in the comedy.
Maybe, yeah.
Just because, for good or bad, Chris Tucker is a little more Chris Tucker. You got the bar at the beginning where he's in the Triad bar and he's singing Michael Jackson, and then you've got.
What did I just tell them to do? Told them to take out their samurai swords and shave your butt.
Yeah. Yeah. I said that. Yeah, I'll give it a 2. I got to give it a 2. I think.
Yeah,
they're both good. But
that whole, like, my favorite scene I think in that movie is like that whole bamboo fight they have climbing up the beginning. Yeah, that was wild. Yeah, and it's a great action scene.
Yeah, I'm still impressed. What Jackie does, I think 99 or all of his stunts, especially in these movies.
Yeah.
I'm still impressed. By that one maneuver in their second one in the casino. You had the bars. You had
where he goes underneath.
Where he goes through that slot in the bar, so actually just slid.
That's wild.
Oh my god! Which there is a scene in the bloopers where he gets stuck.
I would imagine
it's pretty funny. It's pretty funny. But he gets through it in one of them, and it's impressive. Okay, so we're tied up. Surprise, surprise. Not we didn't intend to. We're all tied up, going in the last category, and it's villains. And this one's kind of rough because you've got the little blonde-headed Asian guy in the first one was just cold as ice, and I liked him a lot. I don't know him from Adam, but he's really good. And then of course you got Jun Tao. I think the plot twist of, not surprising, I should be, but because you kind of find out earlier in the movie that it's him, but it's still it's deception. I don't know. I think the bad guys in the first one are good. However,
she's cold as ice in the second.
Dude, she's rough, and she's way meaner, I think, even than that guy. And then you have the John Lone is the actor's name, who had insinuated that he had killed Jackie's father. Yeah.
Ricky Tan.
Ricky Tan. Yeah. Man, I don't know. I feel like there's just a lot more. I felt like they were more of a threat in the second one than I did in the first one. The first one relied more on deception than anything, and that little dude was pretty dangerous. But you had on the same end, you had her slipping into like buildings, offices, police stations, and delivering packages.
Yeah.
And blowing the things up.
So a huge explosion for such a little
envelope. And Ricky Tan, whatever, his people, whatever. But like, I think I feel like Ricky's just as sinister as the first guy, and it's all about money. But I feel like was more willing to be a murderer than Jun Tao. I feel like Jun Tao just like wanted everybody else to do the work for him. He just wanted his money and to get out. But Ricky would get his hands dirtier. That said, it kind of comes down between the two right hand man,
Yeah, and,
so to speak.
In that case, I don't think it's even close. I think
it's the woman.
It's the woman.
It's the chick in the second one.
Yeah.
Huli. All right, we got to go 2.
Yeah.
So while I feel like we say this a lot too in these verses, sometimes it's not the better movie that always wins these things.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Rush Hour 2 is better in many ways.
Bigger deal.
It's a bigger deal in many ways.
Rush Hour 1's a lot tighter.
It's a lot tighter. It's leaner. And because I do feel like there's even parts that drag in Rush Hour 2, but only like in the middle there a little bit. I kind of want to get back to LA. It kind of drags for a minute. But there's some comedy in there, but it does drag just a little bit getting to Vegas. But it is leaner and tighter in the first one. So I think the first one probably is a little bit better of a movie.
Yeah.
But if you want more of a comedy experience with some more action, 2 is your deal. And it just kind of, and I think it's more of an edge out, but I think it's okay. Either one of these winning would have been fine with me.
Yeah. They're both good. Both solid.
Yeah. Rush Hour 2 is the winner. Cool. Okay, well, let us know in the comments below what you think of Rush Hour 1 and 2 and what you would have picked to win this versus bout. And be sure to drop any other comments as well. Be sure to like and subscribe to the video. That way you don't miss anything in the future. What do we got coming up?
Did we decide we're going to do kind of like a B-movie versus coming up next? Little Chuck Norris versus Charles Bronson?
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Was it 10 to Midnight?
10 to Midnight versus Silent Rage.
Yeah, and I've never seen Silent Rage, so that's going to be
so they're kind of dark, almost. I almost said horror-ish movies where you've got a killer on one side. Yeah.
Charles Bronson horror movie, horrorish. Okay, cool. Well, let's see. So 10 to Midnight versus Silent Rage will be our next versus.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
That'll be good.
And if you guys want to watch along before we do it, so you got a frame of reference, they're both on Tubi.
Yeah. So be on the lookout for that. That way you can join us for the versus video on that. Like I said, be sure to like and subscribe and comment. And until next time,
we're out of here.